Hi, I'm Doc AJ Chua and welcome to Adjusting Your Heart. We talk about mental health and relationships every Friday, so please do subscribe. Our topic today is how to take care of a family member with Alzheimer's. There's currently no cure for Alzheimer's, but the way you take care of a family with Alzheimer's makes the biggest difference to your loved one's quality of life. Here are 5 practical tips in caring for someone with Alzheimer's. I'm sure you know of senior citizens who have sharp minds. Consider Dr. Howard Tucker, who at the age of 98 won the Guinness record on February 6, 2021 for being the oldest practicing doctor in the world. He is 100 years old this year and has worked in the medical field for 75 years. His grandson, Austin, has been making a film about Dr. Tucker in collaboration with his friend. They started promoting the film in TikTok, where Dr. Tucker has now gone viral. If you want to be a grand influencer like him, he said, find a job that you love. Tip number 1, understand and accept their condition. Dr. Howard Tucker showed us that not all elderly will suffer from Alzheimer's. According to the Alzheimer's Association, dementia is a general term for symptoms like decline in memory, reasoning, or other thinking skills severe enough to interfere with everyday life. It is caused by damage to brain cells, which can affect thinking, behavior, feelings, and communication skills. Alzheimer's disease is the most common cause of dementia, accounting for 60 to 80% of dementia cases. The top 10 early signs of Alzheimer's are memory loss, changes in mood, misplacing belongings, hard to complete familiar tasks, confusion of time and place, changes in vision, struggling to communicate, poor judgment, and social withdrawal. If your loved one exhibits these symptoms, please consult a neurologist to get the right diagnosis. Alzheimer's disease consists of 3 stages: mild, moderate, and severe. People who are in the mild or early stage can still function independently, participate in professional and social activities. However, they may have difficulty in concentrating, writing, and problem solving. They may forget certain words, names, or recent events. In the moderate stage, the patient may exhibit the following: difficulty recognizing family members and close friends, difficulty in following instructions, trouble performing tasks like getting dressed, restlessness or trouble sleeping, wandering or getting lost, urinary or fecal incontinence, or personality changes. People in the severe stage require help with almost all basic activities such as sitting up, walking, and eating. They have difficulty chewing or swallowing. They can no longer recognize their family members and lost the ability to engage in conversation. No matter what stage of Alzheimer's your loved one might be, you have to eventually accept the harsh truth. To do that, you may have to go through the grieving process. It's hard to imagine how our once very capable loved one can no longer do things for himself. It hurts that our loved one no longer remember who we are. So take time to sort out your feelings and then seek intervention. Though there's no cure, there are medications or strategies to slow down the worsening of dementia symptoms. Tip number 2, learn to communicate with them effectively. I remembered how I find my paternal grandmother very makulit when I was still a teenager. She would call and ask, "Has your dad come home? Have you eaten?" and other questions. I'd answer them all and say, "Bye." She'd call again in a few minutes and ask the same questions all over again. This happened so many times that there were times I just hang up the phone so she wouldn't be able to call. If I'd known what I know about dementia or Alzheimer's, I would have been more patient. Learn to communicate effectively through verbal and non-verbal means. Maintain respect. Make eye contact and use a gentle tone of voice. Speak slowly and clearly. Use simple words and short sentences. Give one direction at a time and be specific. Instead of saying, "Please sit there," say, "Please sit in the blue chair." Ask one question at a time. Offer choices instead of asking open-ended questions. Allow enough time for them to respond. And listen attentively. Avoid distractions such as TV or cell phone. And be careful not to interrupt. Be patient. Be prepared to tell a loved one who you are and say the same things over and over again. Take a break if you feel you're getting irritated. Besides talking, you can also appeal to their other senses by holding their hand, hugging them, rubbing scented lotion on their skin, viewing old photos together, playing their favorite music, singing together, reading a Bible passage or a book to them, or praying with them. Avoid remarks such as, "I just told you that." Avoid questions that challenge short-term memory such as, "Do you remember what we did last night?" The answer would likely to be no, which can be humiliating for someone with Alzheimer's. No need to keep correcting them, especially when they're hallucinating or delusional. Do inform the doctor to rule out physiological causes like UTI or urinary tract infection. Avoid letting them watch violent or disturbing movies. They may not be able to distinguish reality from fantasy. Using logic and reason to explain why she's wrong is likely to cause unnecessary fights. Going along with your mom's new reality won't make her Alzheimer's worse or progress faster. For instance, when she asks, "Where is my mother?" instead of saying, "She died 20 years ago," it may be better to say, "She's not here right now." If they accuse someone of stealing their things, don't confront that person without proof or defend that person. Just listen, validate their feelings, and then turn your attention to something else. Make the most of every moment with them. Tip number 3, create a daily routine. Doing things at regular times can help orientate people with Alzheimer's. Wake them up at the same time every morning. Use cues to establish the different times of day. Example, open the curtains to let them know it's time to wake up. Eat meals at set times. Some people with Alzheimer's want to eat constantly, while others don't. Try to offer appealing foods that vary in taste, texture, and color. Serve small portions throughout the day. Choose dishes and eating utensils that promote independence. Let them eat on their own while they still can. You may schedule the whole family to eat together. If they have a hard time holding utensils, you may serve finger food such as small sandwiches and fruit pieces. If they need assistance, cut the food into smaller pieces. Use straws or cups with lid to make drinking easier and minimize messes. As the disease progresses, be aware of the increased risk of choking due to difficulty in swallowing. After eating, set a time to go to the toilet. People with Alzheimer's have reduced bladder and bowel control. These can be upsetting and embarrassing for a senior and difficult for their caregiver to clean up. Don't wait for the person to ask to go to the bathroom. You may schedule toilet breaks every 3 hours during the day. To prevent nighttime accidents, limit fluid intake in the evening hours just before bedtime. And when taking them out, let them wear adult diapers and bring an extra set of clothes. People with Alzheimer's may think they have showered recently, but in reality, their last shower was days ago. So help them enjoy their bathing experience. Be sensitive to the temperature of the water. Turn off the aircon if the patient feels cold. Minimize risk by using a handheld shower head, a shower bench, grab bars, or non-skid bath mats. Never, ever leave them alone. If they need help, move slowly and tell the person what you are going to do step by step. Allow them to help in the process as much as possible. If too hassle, no need to take a bath every day. You may give them a sponge bath instead. In getting dressed, choose clothes that are comfortable and easy to wear. Allow them to choose what they want to wear between two options. This will help engage their brains without overwhelming them. Many people with Alzheimer's become restless, agitated, and irritated in the late afternoons and evenings. This is referred to as the sundowning or sundown syndrome. Encourage exercise as it tends to improve sleep quality. Let them walk in the garden. You may also join Sister Julia Tan's exercise group. It's for the elderly via Zoom every Monday and Wednesday, 4 to 6 p.m. If interested, just PM me and I'll give you the link. You may also invite the patient to join Makati Gospel Church's Evergreen and Women's Fellowship. That's every Wednesday and Thursday, 10 to 12 noon via Zoom. We have exercise, singing, listening to a message, and chatting. These various activities will help stimulate their brains. Limit naps, but make sure the patient gets adequate rest. When near bedtime, limit family activities and loud noises. Minimize TV watching. You may play soothing music instead. You can also open a bedside lamp if that's what the patient wants. Tip number 4, provide a safe environment. Don't keep rearranging furniture because the patient can get disoriented. Keep the house free of clutter. Remove throw rugs or extension cords that might contribute to a fall. Install handrails or grab bars in critical areas. If they still cook, double check lest they forget to turn off the stove. Remove the locks on bathroom and bedroom to prevent seniors from accidentally locking themselves in. Label all the medications and keep them in the medication box, lest they mistake those for candies. Some people with Alzheimer's develop a tendency to wander away from home, so doors should be locked. Request neighbors and the security guard to contact you if ever they see the patient going out alone. For precautionary measures, let them wear ID bracelets or necklaces with trackers. You can also install CCTV in your home. If the patient gets lost while driving in familiar places, or they drive too fast or too slow, disregard traffic signs, please don't allow them to drive anymore. They might be involved in a car accident. Provide other options for transportation that will help them maintain their routines. Tip number 5, practice self-care. If the patient keeps waking you up in the middle of the night, you may need to hire a caregiver or request another family member to take turns with you. For other tips, please check out last week's video entitled Caring for Yourself While Caring for Your Aging Parents. I shared in that video that it's important that you schedule me time, join a support group, and ask for help. How to take care of a family member with Alzheimer's. Tip number 1, understand and accept their condition. Tip number 2, communicate with them effectively. Tip number 3, create a daily routine. Tip number 4, provide a safe environment. And tip number 5, practice self-care. Okay. If you're blessed by this video, please like, subscribe, and click on the notification button, and do share this with others. You may also leave a comment below to share your personal experience in taking care of a family member with Alzheimer's. And now I'd like to thank some people for encouraging us. Karil Abigail Chu, Gil de la Cruz Guido, Isela Venture, Joan C. Ortega, Joseph Samuel, John Santos, Catherine Gochua, Mary France McCollum, Wilson Lau, Timothy Chua, Shitan or Gloria, Taming Gur. Do follow Adjusting Your Heart in TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and Signal GCTV 185. Take care, everyone.